Hey guys, it's Painkiller Already, episode 7. We got I have a mind blank, but we got
iPwnstar4hire.
Yeah, I didn't remember his name, but introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? It's iPwnstar4hire here, and I'm just honored to be here. Able to talk it up with the guys right now. It's pretty cool. I'm glad to be here, guys.
So, Pwnstar, man, I get probably 5 or 6 messages a week telling me that I need to have you on, in spite of the fact that I've already had you on. What's up with that? Have you sent your subs to...
No, I swear I don't. These guys are really die-hard loyal to me, and I don't know what it is. If you've checked out my videos, like, in between the triple nukes and stuff like that, I earned my subs early on for special, unique games that I've done, but over this, throughout my commentaries, a lot of these guys respect, and I'm really open. I some people tell me not to, but I put some of my personal life out there, and I just generally help the subs out, and it's just what I do. People come to me with, like, in real life stuff, like, oh, I'm having issues with this girl, I like all kinds of things. So these guys come to me and talk to me, and well, they know what I want. They know I want to get more popular, and, machine them all these goals, and all they're doing is just trying to help me out, and I'm grateful to have them. It's pretty cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, you know what? The women advice thing, that's one of the topics on my list. Did everybody here see Cnatter's video where he gave out girl advice?
I did, but you kind of caught me up on it.
Okay. And Wings, I know you saw it. Pwnstar, did you catch it?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I just don't picture him with women. I don't know what that is.
So get this. All right. Here's how I was exposed to it. I do sub to his channel, but I don't get to see as many videos as I did before I had my own channel. And I listed my most recent commentary, the one where I sang the John Bon Jovi song, as the most epic commentary ever. And one guy was like, hey, it was good, but the best one ever is Cnatter's advice on women. So I was like, all right, I got to check this out. And he gave a couple points that I thought were pretty good. One was, don't chase the same girl. He says, if you find yourself in a spot where you absolutely love one woman and only that woman, and you think to yourself that you'll never be complete or you'll never find anyone as fantastic as she is, that you're making a mistake, that is a fool's errand. And I think he's onto something with that piece of advice. I think you're less attractive to somebody if you're that obsessed with them. I think that you're better off if you just, I don't want to say take it or leave it, show an interest, but not show a passion, to quite right off the day one. And then the other piece of advice was to know your level. He says, like, look, everyone knows this 1 to 10 scale, right? We don't have to redefine that. If you're 5, then find people who are 4 to 6. If you're an 8, then find people who are 7 to 9. Go in your area. Don't be a 5 chasing after 10s all day. And see. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm gonna
disagree. All right, here's the secret. All right, first of all, it's all about confidence. If you act like a 10, you're perceived as a 10. If you act like if you treat people like they're lucky to talk to you, they feel like they're lucky to talk to you. You don't want to go up to somebody and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Well, I just saw you over here, and I was thinking maybe, I'd come over and talk." You're like, "Hey, what's up?"
All right.
And you go after it. You take it. Like, you don't want to be, like, pussyfooting around. And then after you've got them, like, slightly interested, then you start treating them like shit. Because they love that. That's the secret. That's all you got to do. You treat them just treat them like dog shit. They love it. They're because in their mind they're like, wait a minute, why is he treating me like shit? I must be doing something wrong. I got to fix this. It's like that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And don't look at somebody and be afraid of being rejected, or be afraid that
twirl the marionette.
I have a couple
above me or something.
I have 2 points I want to respond to that. First is, I've been married for 14 years now, and if you include the dating, with my wife for 17 years. And the whole treating them like shit thing, that's not the way I'd go about that.
If you're looking for a wife, you're absolutely right.
The second thing, the whole, it's okay to shoot way above your own skill level, just have confidence. I think that works better when you're richer than Scrooge McDuck, Kyle.
I don't know what you're referring to.
I was referring to how Scrooge McDuck would dive in the money of gold in the vault and like how.
It's like you ever see Chappelle's show when like Rick James is like, I'm Rick. He's like, show Charlie Murphy your titties. I'm Rick James, bitch. He's just like, do it. Don't you know who I am? This is how you gotta be.
See that works with them college girls and the younger girls, but when you get up in some of the older girls, that stuff doesn't work, man.
That shit works with older girls too. Here's the ultimate thing from the fat guy with the swagger, Bud Light. I mean, if all else fails, get them drunk, their panties will fall off of them. I bet Sean Anders went about this route too, but he wanted to be the gentleman and not give out the secret tip that'll always secure the pooty poo for you.
Oh boy, here it is.
Get them so fucking drunk they can't breathe.
Well, I mean, you could always, just slip something in your drink and you just, you go straight to the fucked up part.
You gotta
do sick. What you gotta do, my friends.
Hey, Sean Anders likes his wine. That's because it's so easy to dissolve a pill in.
All right, I didn't say that. Whoa, Adam, I did not say that.
All right. More seriously, if you want to get girls, confidence is part of it. Volume is part of it. Don't get hooked up on just one of them, which is the same as volume, really. But, put yourself out there. Go try. If you are 14, if you are 18, you're in this period where you're figuring out how to relate to women, but most likely women, where you're figuring out relationships and you're working your way through this. And you're not going to exit the whole process with your dignity intact. Put yourself out there every now and again, and you'll win some and you'll lose some. And then when your buddy says, like, hey, I heard you liked Lisa and it didn't work out, I'd be like, yeah, so what?
Lisa's a whore.
That hasn't happened to you?
Yeah, see, you got to risk it, though. You know what I mean? If it's something worth doing, you've got to put it out there. I mean, I'll take all of those losses and all of those things that didn't work out just for that one that did. You know what I mean? You got to keep trying at it.
That's what I wanted to say. You said it really well. Go ahead, freaking put yourself out there, make a go at it. And
your kill-death ratio in relationships doesn't matter. I think that's what we're going for here.
I think I'm gonna use the Hutch analogy here, even though I hate it in every other retrospect. That every sniper shot you don't take, you miss.
Yeah, there you go. So make a go at it, see how it runs, and if you get a miss, the hell. What? Everybody misses. This is going to happen.
And I mean, and sometimes it's hard to find roofies. So you've got to go to the veterinarian. Go to the vet. Go to the vet. Tell them that you work on a farm and you have a small calf that you have to tranquilize. They'll give you the correct dosage for a 100-pound calf. Believe me. You can even rent the tranquilizer gun so you don't have to sneak up on them. It's so easy.
That sounds like you've done that before. That's all I'm going to say.
You've just got to think ahead. That's all I'm saying.
That's premeditated.
Only if you get caught, my friend. Only if you get caught.
Have you guys heard of GameCrush.com?
No, I haven't.
No? Oh, so one of my subscribers told me to check this thing out and bring it up in the podcast. It's a website where you rent women to play games with you. So you can act like pimp on Xbox Live. It's $10 an hour, and these girls will play games with you. And, they're women, they have mics, and they talk to you, and it's kind of like the whole girlfriend experience, but in gaming.
Oh, that's
what kind of fucking like loser.
Desperate. Exactly.
Let me tell you this. Like, here's the thing with girls that are gamers. Like, on my friends list, I've got 25 friends on my friends list, and they're basically made up of people that I've known for years, YouTubers, and people who have paid. And I've got, I think, 4 girls on my friends list who I've known for a long time, and every time we're in a lobby, the fucking Xbox creeps come out. The anonymity of the internet is a disgusting thing, because like people be like, oh, wait a minute, the Pink Ranger, huh? I bet that's a girl. Yeah, yep. Her bio says Brittany. Yep. Let's get her. Like, what a bunch of fucking creepers.
I hear you. I also have 4 girls on my friends list, and there's 2 things I want to point out. One is, people do kind of say, like, hey, that's a girl. Like, oh my gosh, this is a totally foreign thing. But the other thing is the girls. telling you, 75% of the girls I've played with are these like attention whores. They need it. They talk about their girlness all the time. Like, I give a crap. Like, I'm on Xbox to pick up women. You know.
Wine and Blues' bio used to say, Xbox Live is not a dating service.
Nice.
Thought that was awesome.
But
you know, I always hate about girl gamers.
What's that?
They expect me to take it easy on them. Like, fuck no. Your hands work just like mine.
I don't care if their hands are handicapped. I'm coming for you. I'm in this to win this.
12 with me. What's up?
If you don't quit out of the lobby, then I'm not doing it quite right.
You want to talk about you want to talk about the map packs, or you want to talk about the YouTube Mortal Kombat?
Let's do map packs first.
All right.
So I had to work most of the day. I worked late today, so I only got to play 2 games. They were both on Trailer Park, and I had a loss and a win, which sucks. But a lot of camping in Trailer Park, holding that stuff down. What do you guys think?
I think that if there's a kind of food that you don't like to eat, like, it doesn't matter where you eat it, it's gonna still be bad food. So I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of map you make. It could be any map, and I could design the map, and it would still suck because it's on Modern Warfare 2. It's the same fucked up shit, just on a different map. I played about 4 games, and I'm pretty sure I rage quitted out all of them.
I think Modern Warfare 2 has the best game engine of any first-person shooter, at least console-based.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I expect you to disagree with me on that.
No, the game engine's great.
Yeah, what I like a nimble game. I like the controls to be accurate. I like to feel like if my aim is off, it's my fault. It's always my fault, you know? Whereas there are some other games where players are just kind of clunky. You know, guys are tripping. There's something 1 foot tall on the ground, and the guy's just like running in place with his feet skidding along the dirt like a cartoon character. And or like a knee-high fence, and he's just stuck, and you have to jump, and it's messed up. So, Modern Warfare 2, or the Call of Duty engine, and the Left 4 Dead engine are one of the few where your character is nimble and accurate and able to run.
Played Doom the other night, and I ran just fine. Everything was just perfect.
I said console.
It's on console.
Doom
I got it off the marketplace.
Doom's on. I didn't even.
Hell yeah.
Wait, Doom started on console.
No, it was PC.
No, it didn't. You didn't. I'm going to pull the age card on you. I was playing Doom back when it came on one floppy disk.
I was about to say, I remember my first thing at Doom was like Doom 2. I remember the damn commercial on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Had the preacher like talk about, oh, you want to be banished to hell. You know.
One of the big things about Doom in the early 90s was how it fit on one floppy disk. Like, that was a key thing to its success.
Yeah, I downloaded it onto my Xbox in like 5 seconds. There's not much to it.
It's 1.44 megabytes, those old floppy disks.
It's a lot of fun.
I remember Doom used to be a lot scarier than it is now.
Shit, play the new Doom. Play Doom 3 or whatever it is on a really nice gaming PC. I had nightmares last time I played that shit.
Yeah, that's some creepy stuff. All the darkness and everything.
Yeah, it's really dark.
All right, so Trailer Pack is... I might like this. I might like these maps. What I've done so far is I've played 2 games on Trailer Pack, and I've done a careful walkthrough.
Park.
What am I calling it?
Pack.
Trailer Pack.
I'm sorry. And then I've done like a careful walkthrough of every map. So, all the new ones anyway. I went to Fuel, I went to Trailer Park, and I went to Carnival. And carefully walked the edges, carefully walked the insides. And
Did you stand behind the clown just for the hell of it?
I did. I was like, and I thought to myself, I'm a stealth clown. Yep. Poor guy says one stupid thing and 50,000 people jump on him. But there are a lot of lines of sight in this new thing. I think it's going to take longer to truly learn these maps than it did, like, Bailout, for example.
Here's my opinion. I've got to say this.
Go on.
Over the stealth clown, if that was one of his key successes where he's having a good giddy time, Robert Bowling sucks at Modern Warfare 2. Because that is a horrible spot to set up shop.
I'd love to know what his kill death ratio is.
Somebody told me it was under 1.
It has to be under 1. If your techniques and tactics are, hiding behind a, one-ply piece of wood that can be shot by any weapon in the game.
In the middle of the damn map.
I want to run into Robert Bowling and him to be in a full party and me to be in a full party, and for my whole party to break out one-man army noob tubes and make them leave. That would be a dream come true.
I wonder how good he is.
Not good enough to deal with 6 mans of one-man army noob tube.
No,
ain't nobody on planet Earth is that good.
See, I'm drooling here. I'm stuck on PS3. You guys got the luxury of playing all these things, man.
You should get you an Xbox. PS3 sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
I'm
hating it.
Like I'm not a big console war guy. I have both consoles, but the mic on the PS3, man.
It's a killer. It seriously is. But let's jog onto that before we get to Mortal Kombat. As I raised last podcast, I listed off the PlayStation Premium features was supposed to be unveiled at E3, which is what, this month or next month?
Yeah, I think it's this month. I think it's June.
And they've run into a snag with the voice commentary. Apparently, I was from PlayStation 3 for a long time. It was the only console I owned. And when I first bought the PlayStation 3, they have what you call a XMB. It's basically a cross media bar. And when I first got it, you couldn't access it in game. Like, you had to actually leave the game, go out, add your friend, go back in the game, and then invite him. And
let me interrupt you. I don't know what this is. This is like Party.
No, XMB. When you press your PlayStation button and that thing pops up in game and you scroll through it? That used to couldn't do that.
Okay.
Used to you had to leave out and the XMB would be like a menu.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, they wanted to make it in game. Well, when they did that, Electronic Arts said, no, you can't do this. And Sony's like, why? Well, because our games aren't compatible with it. They just can't work. And if you put this out and our games don't work with it, you're going to make us look like bad game developers. And that's going to be like a defacing of character, and we will sue you. So Sony, I don't know if you guys know this, Sony's actually in a bind in the gaming industry. Sony's a major company. They make stereos, TVs, computers. They got a little bit of everything. And the PlayStation is failing. It seriously is. It's on its last legs. As of right now, PlayStation 3 is not even in the works. They're hoping to PlayStation 4. Yeah, PlayStation 3 they're hoping it will last 10 years.
Well, let me interrupt you there. Both Xbox and PS3 say they're going to last 10 years. And I think it's part of the strategy. I think they want people even now to say, well, I guess it has 5 years left, and not think if there's a new one coming out next year, I won't buy.
Yeah, it might be a marketing strategy.
Because they call the PS2 a 10-year console, and it's just coming on 10 years now. And by their definition, the PS2 is not over yet.
People still make games for it, but people still make games for the Genesis. So all that aside, Sony had to delay and basically wait till those games that Electronic Arts had flopped until they could make it so the cross media bar could be accessed in game. All right. Now, the cross media chat works with every game on the market except one, and it's owned by Electronic Arts. It's called Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And Electronic Arts is pulling the same bullshit again. Our shit won't work with yours. You do it, we'll hit you with defacing of character. This is a bullshit lawsuit to begin with.
Yeah.
What are you guys' feelings on that? Because Microsoft did it right. I had to admit to this. They made it so that they have the final say in everything that goes into the game. Like, if you get a map pack from Infinity Ward, they have to clear it. It isn't the other way around. Like,
oh, no, that's smart. That's smart.
Sony is the other way around. Sony's like this. Okay, we'll take the map pack, and then Infinity Ward has to clear that they'll put the map pack on their console. That's where Sony fucked up. It's like, if Sony ever wants to integrate anything into their system, they got to make sure every game that's ever made on the PS3 is compatible with it. They got to make sure everybody's cool with it, or they get hit with these charges or allegations. I mean, and not to mention, the cell processor is hard to code for. That's from my understanding. It takes forever to do the same thing on the cell processor as is on the standard, HD drive of an Xbox. What's your guys' opinion?
Well, I hear you. I think some of the reasons that people make Xbox exclusives have to do with it's hard to code on it. They didn't prioritize the community aspect right out of the gate, and that to me is why the Xbox is doing better. If they, and then the price hurt them out of the gate too. But it didn't ship with the mic. The thing was $700. It didn't ship with the $5 mic like the Xbox did, and that changed everything. And the mics they do have on there stink. I have Astros. It's a pretty good headset, and lots of people have told me I sound fine on the Xbox and not so good on the PS3. They just needed to prioritize that, and they did.
So you're basically saying that you think, in your opinion, that unless PS3 pretty much shapes up, there's not going to be any sort of future for them. They've got a lot of things to do, and a little bit to learn from Microsoft on some of the things they're doing, like decision making and everything.
We'll see, because they won PS2, and it's not as if that means you win the next generation. I feel like every new generation is a fresh start. If they obviously next time around, they're going to know that playing over the internet and talking to each other is a key part of what makes the console good. So, what will they be competing on? Will it be better?
This seems like something that you could fix. This isn't like NES days where you had to actually send out another cart for the Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm. No, you could patch this shit. The sound card's fine on the PlayStation 3. There has to be something where they can just disable Bluetooth mics and maybe make a cheap equivalent. They make like a $10 mic they can sell right out the store that works with the Bluetooth feature. For example, the Warhawk mic worked fantastic.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. I think it could save the console if they came out with something equivalent to the Xbox mic that ships with it, because that thing can't be expensive to make.
It might take a hit on it. Maybe just send every PS3 owner a mic. A little cheap mic. Just anybody who has a registered PlayStation, you send them one in the mail, or something of that nature.
You could just send them some kind of coupon that they could print off, and they could just go to the store and pick it up. It's just ridiculous. My two problems with PlayStation are I guess my three. It's obviously the controller, the mics. And I don't like the whole, what do you call it, XMB or whatever the shit that happens when you press the PlayStation button. I don't like that whole menu. With the Xbox menu, it's straightforward, big letters, what the fuck's going on. You can change your settings, you can find your friends, you can find your recent players, you can block assholes. You can't do that stuff on PS3, or it's more difficult to do that stuff.
Oh, you can't block nobody on PS3. They make that shit way overcomplicated. They give you no fucking friend features. There should be I shouldn't have to press the PlayStation button, scroll over, wait for it to load, press triangle, press up 5 times, press X, press up again. That invites one person. Now I got to do it again for 5 other people in my party.
Exactly. Remember when we were trying to do that open lobby?
X. Good.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think that problem of blocking people and all the privacy concerns impact people with YouTube channels a lot more than most. Right? Before I had my YouTube channel, I didn't block anyone. I didn't even know anyone. I was just out there playing games. Now that people want to join my games and try and corner me and give me virtual BJs in the estate, where do they do it? In the glass house, the greenhouse. That's what I'm looking for. It's that's why I need to sort of hide from people.
Yeah, but you got to understand this. I guess they can get away with it because before Modern Warfare 2 on PlayStation, there was no join session feature whatsoever. But now they have the join session feature. People can just follow you around and harass you on PS3, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's one reason I left. Yeah. I couldn't get rid of somebody. There's no appear offline feature. There's nothing like that. If the guy knows your name, he can follow you.
Yeah, but that's not a problem for most. Of the millions of people, there's a couple hundred that have to care about that.
Yeah, but what if it? It's not like a huge code. I bet you could probably do it, Woody.
Do what?
Make a system where you can block people and maybe invite the game with one button press.
Yeah,
I never understood.
If you gave me all the way till lunch, I don't know why they don't prioritize this.
It seems like they're snacking.
Yeah.
I never understood that. For Infinity War is bad for it. Why is there a vote to skip section on the fucking game Why can't I just press a button that skips the map? Like Treyarch.
Wait. And how's that different than vote to skip? In Treyarch you go to a new lobby?
You just press X.
You press
Then you
X
just
on the
push next
Treyarch
to
game.
vote it.
It'll
you have
vote
to go down and click vote to skip and then do it.
As opposed to like down
Scrolling
arrow.
through a menu, then go and vote to skip. If things can be done without pressing like the D-pad, you should do it.
You know what I want? I want a button that mutes the other team.
Yep.
You know,
That
give
would
me
be
something. That, you know, heck, left, right bumper, they're not being used. I would like to just insta-mute the whole team. And, and you know when it splits up the teams, you can't mute people anymore?
Oh yeah, I hate that.
People
that's
know
when
this.
The kids get. That's when the kids get like uppity.
They get mouthy as soon as that happens, or they wait till the loading screen when you can't tell which one
Oh,
it
those
is.
guys are cocksuckers.
And then they
They're
start
going to the loading
talking.
screen, and that's when the kid wants to start singing like, "In the jungle, the mighty jungle."
Oh my gosh!
Like,
Somebody.
like, shut the fuck up.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Kyle. All right, so we are 26 minutes into the podcast, I think.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the map pack a little bit more right here.
All right.
Why the hell didn't they fix the damn iron sights and silencers with this fucking patch? Seriously.
I noticed there was a patch. Did you know what was included in it?
It was basically just
Infection
prepping for the infection lobbies and prepping for the map pack. I mean, seriously, they have to know about this shit. I mean, how can you not fix a fucking center screen?
Which iron sight are you talking about? The FAL?
FAL, the M93, the fucking MG4. Half the light machine guns don't work with silencers. The M9 pistol don't work with a silencer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not asking for much, am I? I'm not asking for to build an arc.
You're right. I don't know how these bugs got in there.
Bad programming, bad coding.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't know how this bug's got in there. But so fuel. I thought fuel was going to be wide open. That thing is not wide open at all. I thought it'd be camper's heaven when I did the walkthrough because there are so many second stories. And there's so much traveling to do. Like say you're playing domination or demolition, and you have to get from one part of the map to the other. You are running out in the open for ages. And then there's all those second floors. It's like Favela, but bigger and opener. Opener? More open.
Funner.
Wings, you played Fuel. What'd you think?
Oh, I hated the map.
Yep.
You played it too, Kyle?
Yeah, I
Played
think I told
Search and Destroy on it.
I think I was telling you like this. Fuel is a huge map if your bicep is huge because you have a fucking tumor on top of it. I mean, they had this wide open area. I played 2 different game modes in it, and it doesn't get used. I played Search, and I played Capture the Flag in Fuel. And unless somebody's a douchebag, I don't see anybody going out in that rock section. I don't.
Yeah, not unless you're boosting.
Oh, boosting, gosh.
Yeah.
See, Wings, for those that don't know, Wings is hard to beat if there was a map that was just a giant open field, or like if there was an Antarctica map, it was just big and flat, then Wings would do really well in it. I think he was hoping that open area would be used more. Is that about right?
Yeah, I'm not good at close quarters. I literally am not. The closer you get to me, the better chance you have killing me. That's why I have the AA-12 as a secondary. I don't need any kind of skill or hand-eye coordination to go ass with it. That's a sign of a good player, knowing your limitations. If you don't have 8-year-old twitch reflexes, you use a fucking shotgun secondary.
A man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah, so as soon as I heard you say they don't use that big open part enough, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I don't want anything to do with Wasteland and maps like that. My whole game style is usually, for domination, for example, pick 2 flags and hold them both. And if it's hard to run back and forth to both of them, then I don't like that. Well, I have a hard time on that map. Wasteland's a good example. You can't run between 2 flags and hold them both. You're just a baby buffalo grazing in that field.
I hate to say it. Capture the Flag is very biased on that map too. Like if you get stuck on the left side of it, you're not going to win. Well, I guess it goes back and forth, but that left side's fucked because it sits out wide out in the open. The attacking team comes in off a hill. You know, it's a ridge that you can't see over if you're actually defending it. They fucked them up on that map.
Yeah, I hope it's not like Bog. Yeah, Bog. A lot of people love, like Kyle loves Bog, and I'll tell you why. Because Kyle's a good player, and his friends are good. So they go on Bog and get 70 kills every time. If you're like a normal person who either doesn't have 6 friends to play with every single time, or doesn't have the knack for just beating a team by himself, Bog is horrible. If you're on the wrong side of that map, you are going to have a hard time going even.
Yeah.
And so when I look at maps, I don't look at them just for me. Like, I'm in a nice spot right now. I have friends who are good at this game, and they're on all the time, and we usually win. If we were in COD 4, I'd have an experience just like Kyle's on Bug. But when I look at whether a map is good or not, I'm not looking at it just for me.
You know, Woody, we got to play some COD 4 one day. I've never seen you play COD 4.
I haven't played it in a while. I'm a better player than I was back in the day. Maybe I'd do better. I don't know. We'll see.
You know, speaking of COD 4, Croc's going to post a couple videos on my channel, and he got blasted for using Juggernaut. They would hate to see me on COD 4. If I get sniped once, I'm going straight for a Juggernaut kit. You're not going to give me a second time.
I saw
Crunkskunks. Motherfucker.
Are there many lobbies like that? Holy smokes. There were a lot of privates on the other team.
Oh, yeah, all of it is. And all of it's all like secondary accounts, people going, Zerg Grizz on you.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't like getting sniped. I always kept a Juggernaut class, and it was usually a Juggernaut MP5. If I was playing against like a lot of snipers on Overgrown, it's Juggernaut M16. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
Yeah,
Go ahead and snipe me with that M40. I'm going to put 2 bursts in you and move along.
So sometimes when I play against a team full of snipers, it was hard to get anywhere. So I'd carry an anti-snipe class just for that.
And people hated this shit, so they cried so much about that on COD 4. I don't give a fuck. You snipe me with your little no-recoil rifle. I dare you. I will fucking eat your fucking lunch with my fucking P90. I will. I hate M40 snipers. I do. I hope that rifle never returns.
There's hardly any need to play COD 4 now that 4 of the maps are on Modern Warfare 2.
Are you kidding?
No. I still probably prefer to play COD 4 maps over
man.
You guys just like Conan noobs.
No.
All the good players have left COD 4. Everybody says that.
That's not true, man. I know I play a lot of MW2, and all these guys are getting mad at, one-man army and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of my better friends, going back to COD 4, actually. A lot of them are like retreating over there to play that. They find it's more skilled to play there.
Yeah, here's the deal. Like, 2 years ago, when everybody was playing Call of Duty 4, it was the same result. Socrates posted a video on my channel where he went, he got 53-3 or something like that, and somebody's like, yeah, but you're playing against a bunch of bad people. Nobody plays that game anymore. And he's like, I got the same score 2 years ago. Like nothing has changed. Like, it's always been like that. It didn't matter.
Seriously.
All this we played game battles teams in pubs and just run them off. They'd be backing out. It doesn't matter. It's always been like that.
Yeah, you gotta love when you play game battles.
When I'm playing in a full party, I've literally lost less than 10 games in my entire gaming career in a full party. And it was probably bullshit when I lost them.
Yeah. Oh, it makes you feel good in like a game battle section when the guys don't even stick around for the second game. No, you guys win.
We had that last night. Yeah, I'm gonna post that game on my channel. I was doing well too. I was leading my team, and then I ran out of bullets. And I'm like, well, there's only so much I can freaking do. I'm not gonna die, and I don't have any more bullets. And I went 17-0 that game battles game, and they were like, forget it. We don't want to play a second one. But that's not very common.
Or something.
Yeah, I'm just say the same thing. The people where I'm teeing off now in Modern Warfare 2, those used to be the people that played COD 4. It's not like it's any less diluted.
We'll have to see. I'll let you know.
The reason we have a hard time at Modern Warfare 2 is now those people used to destroy in COD 4 on Modern Warfare 2, except now they've got one-man army noob tubes, and they're stabbing people from across rooms. I tell you what, the other day I was just goofing around. I was going to see if I could get a nuke with a knife only. I made a class that was like Marathon Lightweight Commando with Kimbo Glocks, or Kimbo USPs, because that's got, the faster knife animation. That shit is so unfair, dude. It's got the range of a striker. It's insane. It's not even close to being fair. Like,
I don't even know the Commando range that well. I don't use it.
Here it is. Your AA-12? Mm-hmm. Imagine if you were invulnerable while shooting it. You have Commando.
But what about the aim? I mean, AA-12 you can spray and pray. Isn't it almost like no-scoping Commando?
No. If you look at them and press B, you kill them.
Center screen. Press B.
It's like the hand of God coming down. It's so unfair.
Maybe I have one cheap class that I keep around. It's got one-man army, noob tube, danger close, and tactical insertion. Maybe it's not cheap enough. Maybe I should put Commando on that thing.
Oh yeah, definitely, and you should put the Claymore on as well.
Yep. That's what I just did. I just did a video just because I'm tired of all the one-man army and everything like that. My most recent video, you throw the danger close on there. I put RPGs on the side. I've got the Semtex or Claymore. And I've got the noob tube, but I won't lower myself to use one-man army. I use scavenger, but it's still the class I pull out when I get pissed off because I'm tired of rage quitting games because 4 or 5 people are using noob tubes.
Yeah, exactly.
It shows
Don't
how
play
so
Xbox
many being abused.
I don't pull that out because I'm losing. I don't pull that out because I'm getting beat in gunfights. If that happens, then game on. I want you guys to stay in the lobby because finally we can get something going. But if I'm dying because I'm getting noob tubed, especially if it's danger close, that's coming back at you. We can't have this.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I was glad that nobody was recording last night because I screamed, and I screamed like somebody stabbed me with a fucking steak knife. I was so heartbroken over what happened to me. I was running and gunning with a damn M16, and I was just running around through their spawn, and I got to a 10 kill streak, and I was like, all right, one more, I got my chopper gunner, this is gonna be nice. And the kid bumpers me from across the fucking map. I'm just like, no! It's just so awful. It's just so bad.
It happens. When you do ground war, I pretty much just wait 15 seconds before I try to cap the first flag to see if anyone's spawn tubing.
See, that's sad. You shouldn't have to deal with something like that. So many things are abused in this game, and it's just, even fighting back at them, I don't find it, any fun to have to pull out that class. It just makes me feel better.
Yep. Yes.
I get mad at my teammates for using it. I mean, seriously, you'll be playing them, and next thing you know, you're like, boom, 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 boom. You got 3 guys to the right just shooting noob tubes when they're spawning. Like, stop! You're provoking them.
It's a chain reaction. As soon as one person pulls it out, everybody's like, oh, here we go. And then everybody does it, and the whole game's done after that.
Oh, and I wanted to say to everybody out there listening, I know I appreciate Painkiller coming on, but I did say that we're going to try to get a whore for this week to be our guest our guest on the podcast. I found one, but she wanted $150, which seemed incredibly excessive. And so I was not gonna pay $150, especially if I'm not getting any action. That was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
all right,
I'll keep looking for a whore.
When he told the story the first time, he was like, $150. I better be getting. What do you want, a BJ along with it?
Yeah, I want some. Give me some half and half or something. I don't want to be like $150 an hour. Like, all right, that's fine. What else do I get?
And yes, she wanted that to talk on the phone. And then what'd you call her?
The strawberry. Strawberry is somebody who has sex for drugs.
So how did you get in touch with her?
Craigslist.
Nice.
She lives in the area. I mean, $150 isn't that bad, maybe, So.
$150, damn. I must never bought hookers. That's expensive as fuck for an hour.
Yeah, I've never been with one either. So we went to the Dominican Republic, and it was on my friend's bucket list. Yeah, have you guys heard of the bucket list? Are you familiar with this? It's a list of things you want to do before you kick the bucket. And apparently getting with a Dominican Republic prostitute was on his list. And he didn't do it, though. If it's on a bucket list, I've got a little leeway for there. Let him go. But he didn't pull the trigger.
Oh, that's sad.
He says he's going to, that we're going to go back and it's going to happen.
Maybe he just did to have an excuse to go back next time. That's probably what it was.
See, I'd be the complete opposite with that. I'd need to go to the fucking health center and be like, can we get a test here? I just don't want to go home with gonorrhea with this trip.
It was rampant, man. You could see there were a lot of women working, a lot of sex workers there, tons of them. And you see this guy, he's let's say 65 pounds overweight, 55 years old, and he's having lunch, and she's, he's white, she's black, she's 19, and she's tight. And I'm like, man, she's not there for free. There's no way.
I saw a situation like that in the mall one time. We were all sitting there, and we saw this older white guy with a really young, hot Asian chick, and I'm like, I wonder how much she cost.
Gotta be.
It's definitely a mail order bride.
I think it's about time to rip it the Pwn Star down.
All right, then.
Oh, you know what? I was going to go first. Let me go first.
Go ahead.
I wanted to talk about work. So usually I let my the guest host choose my little rant, for the given week. But people go to C-Nanners and ask for girl advice. I get questions all the time about work advice. People who want to make their living with computers or whatever. And I thought I'd tell my story. It's not quite as entertaining as the other weeks, but here we go. So coming out of high school, my GPA was horrible. It was a 1.98. And I was just a terrible, terrible student.
Hold up. I thought you wanted to go first on ripping down in the Pwn Star.
Nope. I want to cover this topic first. I think Pwn Star might help on it. And I don't know if it's ripping in a Pwn Star. Do we even have to do that? So anyway, terrible GPA in high school. Only got into college off some good SAT scores and the fact that I could swim like a fish. And I got into college, and my major was undeclared. And after 2 years, my GPA was low because I got this is a better story, but I got thrown out of the dorms and it hurt my grades, and so my GPA was low and I couldn't get into the major I wanted, which was accounting. And so my father owns a small accounting firm, and I was always going to sort of go to the family business and take it over and whatever. So after 2 years of college, I switched. I went to night school, so I transferred to Drexel. And when that happened, I kind of cleaned up my act, and I started taking college really seriously. I got much better grades, and I worked during the day and went to college at night. And I did that for a long time. I think in my undergrad, it probably took me for 2 full-time years and probably maybe 7 more part-time years. So someone's got feedback on their mic. Kyle does? Kyle.
That fix it?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yep.
So anyway, I went to night school for 7 years. And during that time, I worked during the day as an accountant at first, but didn't like the job. Within 4 weeks of accounting, I started contributing to my retirement account like crazy because I wanted to retire as early as possible, and I didn't see any other out. I would drive to my job thinking to myself that if I got into a bad enough car accident, I would get time off from work. This is... And, I just detested everything about it. And I worked really hard. I probably worked about 120 hours, 110 hours maybe a week. And
110 hours a week? What the fuck you on?
Yeah, it was a lot. And that includes everything. I worked about 70 hours a week. I went to school, and I had a side business, all cooking at the same time. And
did you sleep?
Yeah, I actually got enough sleep. But the thing is, all I did was work and sleep. That was the only thing.
I'd be burned out in a week doing that.
Those
shit.
are FPS Kyle numbers you're working.
Really, you've done that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did it for 5 years or maybe longer, and it wasn't that I was exhausted. It was just that there was kind of a lack of happiness going on. There weren't the other things cooking for me that I like doing. So and as I worked as an accountant, what I did like was working with the computers. And I kind of became their computer guy, and their clients had computer issues, or they'd see the systems that I set up in our own office and ask who their guy was and if they could use him too, and it was me. So I would go to client sites and do that, and eventually turned into my side business. And what I did was simple by today's standards, really. I would network small offices together, doctors, dentists, small manufacturing companies, things like that, I'd network their computers together. I'd help them make product selections on what to buy, what printers they needed, get them shared up and stuff like that. And that was my side business. So computers I loved. And then gradually my career sort of drifted there too. First I'm an accountant, and then I'm like a call center guy who takes help calls over the phone for accounting software. And then, I moved from that to some other, I'm writing software having to do with accounting until I was finally able to free myself from accounting entirely and just work on tech stuff. And then, because my degree was MIS is like it's a computer/business degree, and I had these ideas that maybe there were holes in my knowledge that weren't plugged. So that's when I picked up a computer science master's degree. And my takeaway from the whole thing is that it's not too late. Like I've listened to a couple commentaries lately. One of them was Crunkskunk, and I hope the message finds him. That I think he described himself as a college dropout, and wasn't really happy with how his career was going at the time. And I look at that and I think, you got plenty of time left, right? The guy's got like 60 more years to live. Do what you want to do. Go to school. Get a job. Get a career. Your objective here is to be so good at something that people line up to pay you $100, $150 grand a year. And if you want to make more than that, then you got to be self-employed, by and large. But and then look at what those things are. You need to have a skill that people will pay for, and hopefully you at least somewhat enjoy it. So find that and then go after it. That's how.
Or you could rob a bank.
Kyle, how do you make money?
With a really expensive printer.
No, more seriously. How do you get a good career? What do you do?
Well, first of all, you got to find something that you don't mind absolutely devoting yourself to fully. Something that you don't mind coming in on working on Christmas Day, which I've done probably 5 or 6 times, and I'm only 24. And then you've actually got to be good at it. So it's got to be something that you enjoy and that you're good at. I think you mentioned that. And you have to devote yourself to it. And, I mean, that still doesn't mean that you're going to be successful at it. It's just, I was really good at talking to people. I was really good at lying to people. So I sold a lot of cars. I sold a lot of, I was really good at, just making people buy stuff all the time. And that's just, it's where I found myself to be successful, is just getting Joe Schmo to pay $400 for something that literally doesn't exist. An imaginary product called, we had this product called Permaplate, which is, we told them it was a fabric protectant for your car. We didn't even put it on the cars. We sold it for $750. And, I got 30% of that.
I bet I could talk you to 500. I could talk you down.
Oh, yeah, of course you can, because it doesn't cost shit. Sure, 500 for nothing. Sounds like a good deal to me. Because after you get out of here, I got 10 more customers coming. I'm going to sell it to them, too. I really enjoyed selling stuff. I probably could have sold makeup. It doesn't matter. I just like selling stuff.
Yep. Having a passion for what you do is a big part of it. If you don't like it, then you're not likely to really go after it and devote yourself 100% to it. You can make, 45 grand by just checking into work, turning your brain off, and not giving a damn about it. But if it's something that you're thinking about in the shower and looking forward to going to, then you're a different kind of employee. Or if you own the place, that's different yet too. You have a passion for what you're doing. It makes a big difference. And probably a lot of you, if you're young, are like, man, there's nothing I have a passion for. I don't really like this. I can't imagine myself in an office. What I wanted to do when I was 17 was be a ski instructor during the day and a bartender at night. And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
My father kind of talked me out of that. And I look back and think of the life I'd have, and I don't think it'd be a really good one. It might be a decent phase, to have in your life. But that is not the glamorous dream that you're after. What were you going to say, Kyle?
I was just going to say, people who, don't have a dream or, they can't think of that thing that's going to make them really happy. It's not always about the job. It's about what the job gets you. I would say about 90% of guys my age like vagina. So you're going to need some money to get the vagina. So you just got to, you've got to, while you're at work and you're doing that job you hate, you're like, I'm going to get some pussy tonight with this money. This is going to be great. And, you just keep shoveling coal or whatever the fuck your job is, keep walking the dogs for the old lady in the neighborhood, You know, because there's a whore in South Carolina who will do half and half for $150 an hour. Keep that in mind. She won't come on your podcast for any less either.
Yeah, that's a good point, by the way. You know, having a job that makes you some money opens up some opportunities to have a good time. You can go on vacations. You can experience things. You can have a boat. You can have...
John.
Kyle can insist that you can get women much hotter than you if you're rich. So, you know, go for this. And you might find, you know, like these office jobs, accounting wasn't for me, but there are people who do like that job. There are people who love computers. There are people who love, I don't know, making movies or editing or whatever. When you find yourself in an office working on a project with a team of people that you respect, it might not be the ski instructor job that you thought it was, but I promise you that job's not perfect either. And you can kind of get motivated and into your work, even when it's, you know, in an office.
Yeah, I'll tell you the job that I've always wanted, this like my dream job. I always loved paintball, and I still love paintball. Like that's like my passion. Like if I could play paintball all day, that's what I'd do. Because it's like a video game, except you actually get to hurt the little bitches that want to camp in corners. So. My dream was always to own my own indoor paintball course and like to be able to like design the whole thing myself and like, you know, have like every day basically have 20 or 30 little kids to like hang out with and shoot. Cause like, I mean, we were addicted to paintball. Like we worked out with the purpose of being better paintball players. Like, you know, like football players like work out and you're like, all right, it's going to be nice. Got to get my 40-yard time down or whatever. No, we're trying to get our 100-yard time better so we can run down the side of that paintball field. Like, we took it seriously. I mean, I had a shirt that said, I shoot children for fun, and I wore that to the paintball course, and I was like 19. Parents did not like that. but I mean, I just knew that wasn't going to pan out because of the economics and the area that I live in, and I mean, basically, like, to be successful at that, you would have to, you know, basically have, like, $400,000 to start out with, because you got to be in a metro area, like, where the property's going to be, like, fucking $250,000 for a tiny, tiny little lot, and then you've got to remodel. It's just going to be a huge amount of money, and it doesn't work.
See, that's one thing I want to thank you guys for, is I've been sitting here listening to you guys about that, and, I'm 21 years old. I put up a video recently about I've been playing a little bit too much of video games, and I haven't found what I need to do, and I'm trying to shape up. I've had anxiety, and a lot of things hold me back in life, and I don't want to use that as a crutch or an excuse anymore. And I'm trying to find my calling now, and I'm trying to make my way. And I'm glad you guys are out here, you know, talking to these people and actually, you know, encouraging everybody to pursue what is necessary to make it in life, and that's pretty cool.
So what's the anxiety thing about? Like, it's not something I can relate to. I watched
your... just skip me. What the fuck?
You know, Wings, the way this podcast works is you got to man up and get in there. We skipped Polestar too. I skipped Kyle. Get in.
See, you guys got whole different rates. Kyle, he's talking about, you know, go to work for the pussy, and you're talking about you want to do something you love. See, me, I just want a job where I'm not looked over, you know, every minute of the day. I can't stand when somebody lorders over me. I always want to be like my own boss, you know, do my thing. As long as my work's done, they leave me the fuck alone. That's the kind of job I like.
That's somehow I am. That's what I did. I worked at a car wash, and it was decent pay, but I can't stand a lot of people. Like, people as a whole. A couple of people is one thing, but when you deal with, like, you know, like, all kinds of people at once, you know, like working at a store or something like that, or dealing with, you know, phones or something like that. I can't handle people like that. I just like to do my own thing, you know.
You just gotta like face your fear with that. I used to be like selling cars. You basically it's basically like, you know, people have anxiety about like walking up to a woman and talking to her. Imagine doing that 10 times a day, every day as your job, because that's basically what you're doing as a car salesman. You got to walk up to somebody who does not want to talk to you, and you got to make them do something they don't want to do. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as going up to an attractive woman.
It sounds like a thrill.
But see, I watched Painkiller for Hire's video about anxiety, and he's not coming from the same place as you. He's not coming from that typical talking to girls is hard thing. He has a Painkiller talk about it. You have a whole different outlook on what it's like to be around strangers.
It's I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, and it could be, meshed in between fear and, I guess, anxiety, a lot of different things. There's a lot of things I'm really comfortable in life. I never had a problem talking to girls or anything like that. I don't have a problem talking to one or two people, but just for an example, I went to my girl's graduation a couple of days ago, and I was in a massive group of people. I mean, they're all focused on everybody up there. I had to get out of there. There's a lot of things.
That's called social anxiety disorder. That's not. I mean,
but I've got
that's a medical problem. You need to see a doctor.
Have you ever talked to anyone about it, Painkiller?
No, it's not necessarily something I wanted to open up to, but
it ain't bad.
I gotta face it.
They put you on some Paxil, and it basically opens you up.
Trust me, I'm on a lot of drugs. I can do pretty much whatever I want.
That's how Kyle became a social badass. Little Paxil, little Prozac, little Zoloft, and he's on it.
More like lorazepam and...
Are those real things, Kyle?
Huh?
Do you take something?
Oh, yeah, man.
Really? So you
with a quart of malt liquor, son.
A little lorazepam, some Paxil. You
what
are
do they do?
Smoothed out.
What do they do, Kyle? Talk
I think just antidepressants and tranquilizers. Good stuff.
Do you ever look to get off it, or is it you see it as a lifetime solution?
I see it as a performance enhancing drug.
Okay.
I can all right, like I used to play poker for really, really high stakes, where you could lose $10,000 in a hand.
Mm-hmm.
The average person, they're sitting there like shaking, literally. You take some lorazepam, man, you're sitting there and you're like, shh,
make your move, baby.
Let's do this. Like you could be bluffing and pushing $3 or $4 grand in front of the guy, and you're just like, whatever happens, happens.
Man up, son. Man up.
You know it's the right move in your head, so that's I don't know, it's good stuff.
So
I got some advice for Painkiller. If what you're going through is social anxiety disorder, like it sounds like it is, a YouTube channel might not be for you, because what is it going to end up doing? Because I know you're talking up the big game now that we all talk about. Woody was like this. I'm not sure Kyle was, but I was like this. I'm going to play with my subscribers. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's just the same thing as like your parents. When you're growing up as a kid and your parents punish you for something, you're like, well, I'm never going to do that to my children. And then you get in their shoes. And then you're like, man, I understand where they're coming from now. Well, let me tell you, owning a YouTube channel, you see the worst in everybody that you ever meet. And you'll actually lose faith in humanity if you get coming from this.
Painkiller, how big is your channel?
How many what?
How many subs do you have at the moment?
5K. I think I just hit 5K today.
Yeah, I remember 5K. At 5K, you have a connection to your subs. And at 5K, you know a lot of them. And it's kind of like a group, and you're all on the same team. At 45K, that's when you learn that there are some people who will carjack the Meals on Wheels van. I will sit there, like that, I did a sharing gamer tags thing, right? And the idea was, playing with other people is fun. When you roll in a party, it's better. You'll meet new people. Modern Warfare is a much better game. Heck, Modern Warfare, Halo, Battlefield, they're all much better games when you have friends to do it together with. And you'll win more, which also, for me, is a big part of the fun. And so I tried to put people together. And, man, I made it so that you could edit your data, and people went in there and edited other people's data and just ruined it and vandalized it. I don't think anybody's gamer tag is really "fuck you, Woody," and his time zone is "I'm going to troll you." So there are guys out there, and I was trying to do a good thing. I was trying to help people. I was trying to connect them, and when you find enough people, you're going to find people who do that. So, look, the bulk of my subs are really good to me. My last video got a lot of positive feedback, despite the fact that I can't sing. But there are guys.
What,
out there
hit that high note for us again?
I'm trying to remember my lyrics.
Woody was struggling with the high note of
dude. It was like
it was so bad.
It wasn't even that. You need to get that much into it. He's like,
No, man, I was in it. That was full effort right there. I did not hold back anything.
Come on, you gotta hit a high note for us, Woody.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the lyrics right now.
I need lyrics to hit a high note. You'd be like, ah!
What's that song when it's like, la 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 la? Sing that one, because that one's got some uber high notes in it. Is that
when they go,
yeah, and it's like,
I genuinely don't know your crazy songs. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, here it is. Oh, don't despair. Whoa, you better beware. I'm your daddy and you're in my crosshairs. Oh, you just can't compare.
He's cracking it. He's like, oh, I actually have to take my finger and go in my throat to crack that. You can't be like, oh, there's life out there. Come on, Woody, you can't crack up like that.
Little Excalisaur's moment.
Yeah, that guy's voice used to crack all the time. It was endearing to me, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe it's because I used to be a lead singer of a death metal band that actually hold a high note. I don't know.
Yeah. Polestar. So,
yeah.
What holds you back from talking to someone, whether it be a psychologist or a psychiatrist, getting drugs? What made you never get any help on this?
I'd say it. I don't really know how to explain it. There's a couple of things that I've just not found out about myself, and I don't like having to admit that I've done something wrong. I mean, of course, if I do something wrong, there's the typical things. Oh, you made a mistake or something. I'd like to. I'm stubborn. I'd like to solve it and do it myself. I don't want to. And I'm just realizing that that's not going to work. I do need help, and I need to. I need to do this. There's a reason they're out there, and I need to focus on me. I've got my life ahead of me, and I think it was just a fear. I didn't want to think. I told myself over and over, there's nothing wrong with me. I just need to try harder or something like that. And it wasn't that simple. It's hard to explain, I guess.
So you don't have.
Do you live near a college?
I can break this down for you.
I just have the wings with all the answers.
I can break this down for you because I used to be the same way. I'm a big guy and I used to be very self-conscious about my weight. I still am to an extent, but I don't let it get to the point where it hinders me socially or anything of that nature. You know how I broke that bind? Broke that cycle. I live in Myrtle Beach, or I live close to Myrtle Beach, and you get to see a lot of girls on the beach, with the titties all hanging out the bra and shit. But I've seen this 350, 400 pound, 5'5" girl in a string bikini. I mean, she had the stomach roll over the thong, and the thong disappeared in her ass. You pretty much didn't know she had a bottom on.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there. Most people would look at it and they're disgusted. I'm looking at it if she is willing to do that, why can't I? I mean, it's not like people are going by and giving her the mean look. People are going to be kosher to you no matter what. I mean, it's just ingrained in them. Like Woody, for example. Woody cannot bring it to himself to hey, Pawn Star, you're ugly and your teeth are yellow. You don't get that response from him.
It's
not gonna happen.
I don't think it's necessarily that's the thing is I don't think it's a self-esteem or I'm self-conscious or anything like that.
It is a self-esteem issue.
I think it might be a little bit more like claustrophobia.
Yeah,
because
yes,
I'm definitely okay with people. That's definitely what it is. I love to joke around. I didn't have a problem coming on here. I love meeting people. It's just giant groups of people. I don't have a problem being accepted. I've got a very open thinking mind about a lot of things. So I don't necessarily think it's along with that. I'm okay with myself. Any sort of things. I'm disappointed in my decisions I've made. But I don't think I'm regretful or worrisome about anything being accepted like the self-conscious or anything like that. I don't think that's really a big factor to me.
In an earlier podcast, I mentioned that I got thrown out of the dorms, and I had this roommate who tried to kill himself every week. And he had a 4.0 GPA in college, and he ended up dropping out, and it was because of his social anxiety. And he just had a hard time dealing with it. In the building in the middle of campus was called the Student Center, and it had a bookstore and an arcade and cafeteria, and it was just kind of a place where people waited between classes or whatever. And he would find himself in the Student Center shoulder to shoulder with, say, 35 people. And I found him once, in the fetal position, just not able to handle it. So I think he was a lot more extreme than you, Painkiller. But it did give me like an awareness of what happens. Like there's some people who find themselves in a crowd, and like Kyle said, it's kind of a claustrophobia or a fear of heights type thing, where it's a different uncontrollable just anxiety that you have a hard time working with.
It's a better urge than what I get. See, when I get in a crowded room like that, I don't clam up anymore. I think about what if I was going to kill everybody in the room, what would be the most effective way? Come on, nobody else has done that.
Bomb vest.
I'm like, I had a couple frag grenades. And
Collateral.
Well, then
I got that bang that went off that pillar.
What was that, Paul?
Like, what would that be? Some sort of advice? I want some sort of like thing or some suggestion from each one of you. What do you think I should do to try to work that out? I mean, of course, you've mentioned getting checked out, but is there anything else you'd like to like advise or suggest?
See, I
drink heavily.
One of my close friends, actually the same guy I mentioned that had the prostitute on his bucket list, he has anxiety issues, and he took I'm trying to remember what the drug, Lexapro.
Yeah.
And Lexapro was just a fix-it for him. He would sit there, and for him it wasn't crowds. It was all kinds of things. He would worry about anything happening in his life, things that weren't extreme. Did he pay the phone bill on time? He would worry, do the tires have enough air in them? All sorts of little things would pretty much keep him up at night. Purchasing decisions. This guy would put 6 hours into little $20 items that he would want to buy. And like research into selecting all the competitive analysis and things like that. And then he took Lexapro, and it changed him. Like some of these things out there will really do it. But you don't want me prescribing anything. I would talk to a counselor and see what he thinks.
Yeah, you don't want Woody prescribing you drugs. What you want is about 30 milligrams of Lexapro, 10 milligrams of lorazepam. You take 2 lorazepams a day, one at about 10 a.m., one at about 5 p.m., and you're good to go.
Drink alcohol after them, too.
Oh, yeah, you want to smooth them out with a little scotch. Day goes
You're like,
by.
what?
Yeah.
I'll burn it down. I'll buy another one.
Kyle, for real. Like something bad will happen, it'll be like, like your dog will die, you're like, damn, I like that dog.
So let me see. Shucks, I guess I just suck at joking around. Kyle, when you come off these things, sometimes they get brain freezes. Have you ever heard of that term?
Why would you come off them?
You get addicted to them.
I was going to ask do you have any experience coming off them?
Well, no, you get addicted to them. You got to keep taking them. You can't just stop. You can't just stop
You get
taking them.
dependent on them. I mean, you get severe bouts of depression if you come off of them.
Absolutely.
Well, I used to be on packs for the same thing, social anxiety disorder. Mm-hmm. Most of mine came from playing a lot of video games when I was younger, and I didn't really have any social skills whatsoever. But kind of broke the barrier through just basically forcing myself to be in those fetal position moments. It's like fear of heights. You're never going to get over fear of heights if you sit on the ground.
See, the Lexapro, that's the one I know about through my friend. And depression isn't really one of the side effects off of it, but you get a brain freeze, and he had a real hard time describing it. It was short, and it's short as in duration. It would last less than 5 seconds, and his mind would just blank, like his world went white, and then he'd be back, and that's why he had to wean off it really slowly.
I get really irritable, I'll just fucking start a fight or something if I don't take them. Like you
play Modern Warfare 2 the entire day.
Yeah, it's like not like going off your antidepressants is like playing Modern Warfare 2 for 5 hours straight in ground war.
So, all right, next question, Kyle. Is it good to be on them?
Yeah, why not?
That's the Paxil or whatever you take in talking. Oh yeah, there's no problems here. We're all happy.
Buy more Pfizer. Buy Pfizer stock. Buy more. It's good stuff, man. Smooth you right on out.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to look into something like that then, I guess.
You don't even
I
have to
got a question for you.
Something.
You say you have anxiety around large crowds and things of that nature, but you say you have a girlfriend. which that's one of the more determined, aspects of social acceptance. How did that turn about?
Like I said, I'm really, really weird. I can handle 1 or 2, 3 people at a time, but you get me in any sort of, that's why I didn't party when I was growing up. I didn't do any of that stuff. There's a lot of things that have held me to anxiety. I'm 21 years old and I don't drive. I've got a fear of driving, and this has held me back. It was I was 19 years old the first time I got behind the wheel of a car, and it's the most overwhelming. I can't even explain it. It's
feels like you're driving a boat. Well,
I wish I could explain this. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what I do because a lot of people don't deal with the kind of anxiety I do, and everybody is different with their anxiety. Everything's different. It could be numerous things, and it's just limited me so much in my life. It's just become overwhelming, and I just never wanted to accept it. I didn't want to have to depend on something else or medicine or anything like that because I don't want to feel like there's something wrong with me. You know what I mean? Everybody else, I've got this fear of driving and all these things that are so simple for all these other people, and they look at me like, why the hell can't you just fucking drive? I just don't know what it is, and I just get judged so much for it,
Do you have a source of income?
Not at the current time. No, I don't.
All right. You have any way of getting money?
I work with some friends occasionally, part time. It's rough work, but it gets some money.
All right. Here's what you need to do whenever you get some time or catch a ride. You need to shoot a gun. You don't need to buy one. I mean, you don't need to buy one. I strongly suggest do not buy one with your current state of affairs, but you need to shoot one.
Where are you in the country, by the way?
I'm in Ohio.
Oh, done.
Perfect.
If you were nearby, there's plenty of people on this call who take you shooting.
I mean, seriously, you seem like you're stressed out. You just need to feel the power of a weapon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you never have from the way I'm talking to you.
It makes you feel like a man.
No,
Tell you what, you're afraid of those big crowds?
I'm not like...
If you're packing
I'm not
heat,
necessarily unstable or anything like that. I'm not really... I mean, occasionally I can come off depressed. I'm really happy.
You're scared of a car because the car has so much energy. I remember the same feeling. See, I got over it real quick. When you press the gas pedal, it's like, whoa! Whoa! It's like...
Is that it? Is it the car and its energy, or is it a different sort of vibe? Like
I don't know what it is.
It's a lot of power. It's like a new feeling. It's like so much power under you. You're like harnessing it. That's what it was for me.
Star, would you say it's the car or the world around the car that's the big issue?
I don't know what it is. See, what makes it so unusual is it's not the car. I don't think it's that. I think it's me being behind the wheel because I could be in the passenger seat. That's what is in my mind. That's how I know.
There's a difference between in the passenger seat and when you put on the gas. And
so
that's
I don't
because
think it's driving. It's just
you're actually harnessing all that energy from that gasoline, and it's a new experience, and you hate change.
Well, let's just say then I've driven hundreds of times. It just took me a long time to get behind the wheel. I just can't and every time I do it, I thought I'm finally doing it. I'm driving here to there. I could only drive down the street, and then it started to go. I can get to work and back and stuff like that. But the feeling stays with me the whole time, and I don't know what the hell it is. It's so unusual. It's a fear before I get into the car because I know I got to deal with this feeling. But the feeling when I'm doing it, it's not necessarily a fear. It's hard to explain. I mean, I'm afraid to get into the car because I know that I'm going to have that awkward, uncomfortable feeling. And I'm comfortable driving. I'm a very good driver. I enjoy it to a point. It's just uncomfortable. I don't know. It's just really hard to explain.
Yeah. It's interesting though, man.
Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's held me back. It's held me back a lot, and I obviously need some help with that stuff. So, I don't think I'm unstable or anything like that. I'm a very happy person. I like to goof around. I love my friends, my family, my girl. I love what I have in my life, and I'm grateful for everything. It's not like I'm, all sorts of pissed off at myself for not being able to do things or anything like that. I'm a very happy person.
How's the girl help you work through this stuff? To me, one of the roles of your partner in life, you're anybody's partner in life, is how you feel about yourself. How she should be making you more than you were before. How's she doing in there?
She's incredible. I gave up so much for her. I never did the single life thing, you know. I waited for this girl, you know. I waited 19 years and I was looking for the one thing. I've seen so many bad things in my life, the drugs and stuff like that. I've not been in the best neighborhoods, and my mom's not chosen the best guys in her life. So I've dealt with a lot of things, and I just wanted to be everything that my parents weren't. And my mom loves me to death, you know, and my dad really wasn't there for me. And she wants to, like, you know, she's just, you know, tried so hard in her life. It's gotten to the point where she doesn't, like, guide me or anything like that. And that's where Amanda steps in. She's there to comfort me, to support me, to boost me, to help. She pretty much completes me and just, you know, is there to help in every sort of way possible. And that's something I really needed. I might seem a little depressed and iffy and troubled now, but if you would have seen me before I met this girl, man, you'd have been like, yeah, I'm really doing a lot better, and it's completely her to blame for that, and I'm really grateful. That's what it is. Friends and family and you know, stuff like that. That's rare, and when you have somebody that supports you that much, it's just an amazing feeling. I'm just happy for it.
All right.
We're pushing the time here.
We are. We're at about an hour and 10 minutes, hour 15.
All right. Anybody anything to leave on a more positive note?
I'm searching for something. Maybe go pulling some noobs on the new map pack.
Modern Warfare 2 sucks.
Modern Warfare 2 does indeed suck.
And it's about $150, so there you go.
Yep.
What's $150?
Kyle's friend.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll go out with this one. We're still looking for a girl that has the ability as a sex worker, or maybe a girl that's had experience as a sex worker at one point in time.
Or a phone sex operator.
Or a phone sex operator. If you happen to be a phone sex operator and you want to build your clientele up with 60,000 underage boys
who have access to their parents' credit cards.
No. My ideal person in this would be someone who used to do it. Someone, you know, who's been through it and is out of it and kind of look at it retrospectively. That would be perfect.
Yeah. No, I want somebody who's still out on the street. You know, at the end of a podcast, they're like, all right, I got to get out of here. I got to get out on the street. I got to get some rock.
You're taking that crack in me.
You guys aren't going to heaven.
I love crack whores.
All right, then. I hope
right.
you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Later,
Peace.
guys.
Thank you.